to you.
Starting to like this play.
14 pounds, 14 ounces, 15 pounds, 7 ounces, tournament leader, 15 pounds, 14 ounces. Great start to the tournament.
There's no body of water like Beaver Lake in northwest Arkansas. While it's part of the White River system, which features such notable lakes as Table Rock and Bull Shoals, Beaver Lake has a daunting variety of shoreline structure for bass to hide in and around. The water clarity varies from the deep, clear water at the dam to muddy, stained water up the White River. Anglers have 3 species of bass to target. The smaller spotted bass that are good for filling a limit, the aggressive smallmouth bass that roam the rocky shorelines, or the largemouth bass, who tend to be the largest and produce the most weight for the daily 5 bass limit.
14 pounds, 14 ounces. You're tied for second place right now.
The Walmart FLW Tour has come to this lake almost every year. And every year, it seems the key to fishing this lake is to throw out what you've learned and start fresh.
Beautiful lake, but it's just one of those deals you got to keep in mind you're dealing with a smaller population of fish.
You think you're going to catch them every day, but you just can't do it. It's really hard, put it that way, to do it 2 days in a row.
One thing I've learned about Beaver Lake, you have to be open-minded. Don't come in here with a preconceived idea, how I call them in practice. You come in here with an open mind and you just go fishing for the day. It's all about conditions, and Beaver Lake is one of the most conditional lakes that we ever go to. I've done well here, I've won here, I've got a couple of seconds, several, good finishes, but I never count my chickens before they hatch here at Beaver because it could bite you at any point. I've been on both ends of the spectrum.
Fisherman's dream. Training cats and dogs, I saw 4 cats and 2 dogs just following somebody's boat a minute ago, so we'll see what the day has in store for us.
The third stop of the Walmart FLW Tour featured over 150 of the top professional anglers. And competing right along with them for the first 2 days are the co-anglers. Many of today's pros got their start in the back of the boat, including Jason Johnson and Casey Martin. It is also where a single mom from Minnesota is making her entrance onto the bass fishing stage.
Little guys, we need bigger.
My name's Nicole Jacobs. I'm a Walmart FLW Tour co-angler. My goals are to be the best that I can be and learn from the best.
Nicole's journey started in February as she prepared to leave her home for the first leg of the tour.
It's my car for the rest of the year.
Picking up her new truck and making an important stop to pay respect to her biggest source of inspiration, her father.
I started this journey after a series of unfortunate events, actually. My dad passed away in 2012, and I actually was just in a rollover car accident right after he died and then laid off. So it was really those events that inspired me to really focus on my faith and fishing. It is a male-dominant sport. I'm just not intimidated by that. My dad taught me at a young age, like, if you want to be good at sports, you play against the boys. So it doesn't matter if you're male or female, young or old, black or white. Fish don't discriminate, so it's really against me against the fish. So if anything I can do is to empower people and to pave the way for other females and our youth.
Being competitive is what drives so many anglers, and Nicole is no different.
I got one on.
And she has found fishing to be one of the most rewarding challenges in her life.
During those hardships and adversity is when you see what you're made of. And that's really who makes it or breaks it in the industry, or in any sport, I think, or in anything in life.
In 2013, I did my first set of tournaments. Fished with one rod, one jig rod. That jigs are my thing, so went out and got 7th place and 10th place in 2 local derbies, and managed to fall in love with the sport because I've always been an athlete and I love to compete.
I got one now. I don't know if I'm. Yeah, I got him. He's little. I'm all right. He's just a baby.
I've always had that since I was a kid. Just love the thrill of catching fish. It just means a lot, like I said, and also just being on the water is very sacred time for me.
People think this is just, you know, oh, we're just going out fishing. I think they think fishing is like, you know, grandma and grandpa are just gonna, you know, go relax, and competitive fishing's totally different. So it's a grind. I mean, we work a lot. I got one. He's better size, I think. When I say to people who don't understand what I'm trying to do is really, it's not about me at the end of the day. It's about creating that passion and inspiring others to follow their own passions or to get involved in fishing. I want to pave the way for other people and realize and help them realize it's not as intimidating as it seems. I'm feeling a little relieved, so nervous.
After a good start on day one, Nicole found out the hard way how tough it is to adjust to Beaver Lake's fickle nature.
We got one bass today, we're not going to talk about her.
In fact, this lake, perhaps more than any other, has produced more moments when the hero one day becomes a zero the next.
Beaver Lake's one of them lakes that you can have all the fish in the world found and the wind switch on you and your fish are gone. You got to start over every day, and that's one of the real keys to fishing this lake, is not be afraid to fish new water.
It happened to one of the most talented young anglers on tour. Former Forest Wood Cup champion Jacob Wheeler seemed to have a pattern dialed in after day one, but the fish went lockjawed on him the next day, and he failed to make the top 20 cut.
It was a tough day on me today. It just seemed like, you know, I was fishing the river, and up there I was trying to catch largemouth, and I had 8 bites today and landed 3 of them.
Yeah, man, this guy right here is a winner, though. 15-14 yesterday, only 3 today, and Jacob, those fish weigh 4 pounds 15 ounces into 8th place.
Hey, hold on, we're pretty. That's the biggest smallmouth you'll see.
If there is one angler who seems to be able to stay around the fish every day, it's 2-time Angler of the Year Andy Morgan. He won on this lake back in 2007, his only tour victory to date, and after 2 days, the master of the spinning rod had stayed his consistent self to head into the weekend as the leader.
15 pounds 7 ounces, 28.9, and your new tournament leader right now. Feeling pretty good. I think you're going to make that buck knife cut.
Well, I hope so. I mean, it was one of those days where we were cut short on the storm this morning. Of course, I'm first flight, had to be in at 3 o'clock, so it's been hectic all day long. And, I mean, it kind of worked out. There's no doubt about it. I caught one my last cast, which was my 5th keeper, and shot in here like a rocket. Thanks to that G2 and that bullet, I got in here quick, fast, and in a hurry and got my fish weighed. So, good day. Can't complain.
The question looming for Andy was whether or not having a lead going out on day 3 was a recipe for disaster, and whether or not he could avoid becoming a zero. The Walmart FLW Tour is brought to you by Rayovac, power for the always on you. Always Smooth, Keystone Light Beer, the only beer of FLW. Igloo, get out, stay out. Power Pole, swift, silent, secure. BRP Evinrude, experience the power of choice at ChooseYourEtech.com. And by Minn Kota, anywhere, anytime. It's the weekend cut and only 20 anglers are left to chase down a victory on one of the trickiest bodies of water in the country, Beaver Lake in Rogers, Arkansas. Andy Morgan holds the lead going out today, but the reigning Angler of the Year feels he's used up everything he had found and practiced just to make it this far. But if anyone can fish the moment, it's Andy.
Don't fight the conditions. Just get in the flow. Flow with whatever the day's going to bring. You know, and there's pressure. Yeah, I'm leading the tournament. There's a little pressure there, but you know what? I know how volatile fishing is. We could not even catch a keeper today, or we could catch 20 pounds. So I always learn never to be too surprised either way it falls. I knew there would be some fish spawning, more than likely. but I wanted to hunt some pre-spawners, and that's kind of what I went after my first day of practice. But the more that I hunted pre-spawners, the more I kept running into fish that were actually spawning. So I jumped over on the spawning deal, found a bunch of fish that I could actually visibly see, went to some fish that I actually had bite that I shook off that I knew were spawning. So I said, you know, I'm gonna do the spawning deal. I know you can run out of fish quickly doing that, but I'm gonna roll the dice and give that a shot anyway. Had a lot more spawners than we did pre-spawners, but I'm sure there's more. There's more that's gonna move up. They all don't spawn at the same time. I think you might have had 40–50% spawn so far. I kind of like those post spawners. They're a little easier to catch. A little bit of fish. No keeper. I know this is a big risk. When you come up here, you come up this river, you come under that 12 bridge, you're rolling the dice to catch nothing. Also, you're rolling the dice to come up here and catch a good bag. I've got a couple different options. I can run out here and fish the wind and hope the wind's gonna get on some stuff. That's actually my best shot to win, is if I can get some wind and catch some fish just fishing, not catching fish that are on beds, because I've burnt through most all of those that I've found. I'm just trying to get a bite. And you know, if I'm running around and I fish an hour in one location, fish an hour in another location, I'm just trying to get a bite. Give me some kind of clue. So give me a direction that I need to, you know, point the rest of the day. We got our wind rolling now. She's blowing at least 25. It should improve things. We just got to get around one.
15 pounds, 7 ounces, 28.9, and your new tournament leader right now.
When you take the lead, the pressure begins to claw at you. Andy's margin over the other sticks is just ounces, and they are some of the toughest sticks he could face. Brian Thrift is one here, and Quaker State Pro Matt Airy had a breakthrough victory last year in a wild weigh-in where he bested Morgan in the end by less than 2 pounds. And so the leader of the pack has to stay calm and fish.
This is a grind. This is exactly how I thought it would be. Of course, you always want to get lucky and catch a couple right off the bat and, you know, give you the clue, but realistically, that doesn't happen very often. Might be a keeper. I know we'll take him. He is, oh yeah, 16-incher. Well, there's our first bite, 9.46. The only bites we've had has been up really shallow, and I don't think I've got a chance in this world. I could be totally wrong. I just don't think I have a chance in this world fishing them way up shallow in those bushes to catch a good stringer. I'm gonna try to find those fish that are harder to find. We've had some history here sight fishing. I know the crowd's gonna run to the bank. They're gonna go around every pocket. I'm gonna try to find fish that are a little deeper, a little harder to see, and a lot of fish that you're not able to see. Caught one, and he's a keeper. I guess we're gonna keep after it. Strategy, I don't have a good one in this tournament. I mean, that's the honest answer. I really don't have a great strategy by no means. Right now it's right at noon. Could be the whole timing deal, we'll see. It don't take many bites. You could, you know, catch a 11 or 12 pound stringer, which is a good, respectable stringer. Come on, Mickey. Stay on there, you sucker. Yeah, we're staying up here. We got a good mud line going. We've had enough boat traffic and the wind. I think they're starting to get in position where you can get a fish or two. You can catch a good one like this too. I think there's enough fish that are actually post-spawn that you probably catch a really good one.
Andy puts the pieces together, and that takes the pressure off just a little. He won't give up his lead easy today. The weigh-in moves to the John Q. Hammond Center for the final 2 days, and the crowd in Rogers is treated to the future of bass fishing as the high school national championship has been taking place.
5 bass limit, looking for 17 pounds and 15 ounces. 5 worth 13 pounds, 8 ounces. Your champions, North Carolina. Wow!
Tyler Black and KJ Queen of Bandy's high school team earned themselves some college money and could very well be back on this stage one day to compete as professional anglers. And now it's time for the top 20 pros who are looking to make it one more day. Only 10 of them will, and Andy Morgan is hoping he'll maintain his lead.
9 pounds and 12 ounces, and 10 pounds and 7 ounces, 11 pounds, 2 ounces, 11 pounds, 10 ounces, 12 pounds and 13 ounces. Puts you at the top of the game
Anyone catching over 10 pounds on this tough fishery could call their day a success. The question is, did Andy Morgan finish his day above or below that benchmark?
Back in the lead. 10 pounds and 9 ounces. Andy Morgan, 39 pounds and 2 ounces gives you about a pound and a half lead. Let's see your two best bass.
Andy Morgan's nervous smile as he holds up his bass is the only indication of just how tough his day on the water has been. The Livingston Pro holds on to the top spot going into the final day, but the lead got a little smaller and the pack that is chasing him are not giving up easy. Matt Airy is now in the position of being the first angler to win at Beaver Lake 2 years in a row.
Super excited to be in the top 10, and even though the lead is Andy Morgan, he don't stumble very often, but it's exciting to be in this position and know that if I go out there and perform and catch a few big fish, that I have a shot to win this thing.
We're about 1.75 pounds off the lead, right behind the goat sitting next to me, Andy Morgan, greatest of all time. And you know, it's kind of odd because we were in the exact same position last year, except places were switched. So you know, he's definitely out to get some revenge.
I actually rigged up 20 rods last night, which is way too many for me. I'm a 3 or 4 rod type guy. I've got everything but the kitchen sink tied on. It's going to be one of those days you just got to get a couple bites to figure it out, maybe get us pointed in the right direction for a good pattern. Seems like there may be a little funk and they're not biting real good, but there's a way to catch them. We just got to figure that out today. So we're going to run around a lot and do a lot of different things and hope something works.
Blasted off. Heading back into Prairie Creek.
Cody Meyer makes the shortest run possible to start the final day of the competition on this Walmart FLW Tour event. While the rest of the top 10 are scattered all over this White River fishery, the Rayovac Pro likes what the area next to the lodge has to offer.
We're fishing back here in Prairie Creek, and the main reason I chose to start here this morning is there's a lot of fish that were caught this week. They're released outside of the 5 and they come back into Prairie Creek. And really Prairie Creek has everything to offer for fish. You know, it's a lot of baiter back here, it's very protected. And it's just a perfect spot for a fish to really pre-spawn and to spawn. All right, number 1. Nice healthy spotted bass. 2-pounder. A good little start.
There are 3 types of bass that can be brought back to the scales, and for each fish the minimum length is determined by the state's Fish and Game Department. For largemouth and smallmouth bass, that's 15 inches, while spotted bass need only be 12 inches long.
And there's lots of fish out here under the boat. Definitely after a big largemouth. Of a non-keeper. Getting bit, that's positive.
There's probably not a ton of fish up here, but when it gets right, you can really whack them. God, he's swimming right at us. We ain't gonna make it.
Now a little largemouth. 14-incher. Too small. Not the ones we're looking at to catch Andy Morgan, huh? Okay.
Piece of brush way out there. We're just trying to put something in the boat. I hadn't caught anything for 9:30 last 2 mornings. I don't know why I can't catch them before 9:30, 10 o'clock, but that's the way it's been. This wind's gonna be help to everybody for sure. Hard to catch them here without something going on, you know. Those slick sunny days are tough. Stay on there, you big sucker.
I'd like to win here. You know, I've been second the last 2 out of 3 years. I'd just like to get a win. I've been second. I looked at my trophy case before I left home, and I I don't know, there's 4 or 5 seconds sitting there in a row. I've been second so many times, I'm sick of it.
A little old smallmouth. Golly bum, give up. You can always go through their gills like that. You can back it right out, even though it's in their goose. That's a good keeper.
I like to get a shot at winning. I know last year I had a good shot at winning, but Matt came back and he prevailed. I mean, he was, I think he was leading the tournament. Caught a good bag. I put the pressure on, caught a little bit bigger bag, but I never could catch him.
15 pounds, 9 ounces. Matt Airy, you're the champion.
I just like to get a W. 2007 is the last time I won one of these, so it's been a while.
The win last year here at Beaver was unbelievable. I mean, it was the pinnacle of my career. It's really, you know, helped cement me in the industry also from a sponsor standpoint, from a financial standpoint, and, you know, all the different aspects that we look for as anglers to pursue a career, a full-time career in professional bass fishing. Another win back-to-back on the same lake. You know, Beaver's got a special place in my heart already. It was there. It was always been my favorite lake before the win. You know, years ago, everybody always asked me what my favorite is. I love the people, I love the area. It's a beautiful area. And it's a cool lake because you got all three, well, really 4 species of fish. You got meanmouth, spotted bass, smallmouth, and largemouth. If you look at this bank, you'll see actually the rock transitions that I'm targeting here. The boat's sitting in 48 right now, which we're, you know, 50 yards off the bank, if that. And you wouldn't think that, but it falls off really quickly, but it's got a lot of chunk rock and shelf rock mixed in with this gravel and a little bit bigger rock, and those little transitions underneath the waters where those fish set up. And I'm just trying to stay in contact with that rock best I can. I don't need that wind to blow right now because I can't feel my bait out there deep near as good. Oh, it's a smallmouth. I don't know if I'll keep that. Well, I'll weigh in the smallmouth if I got 4 nice large heads to go with it, you know. I don't know if he'll make it. He's got to be one of them retreads. He's long and skinny. 15 3/4, I bet he weighs like 170 at the most. Beautiful fish, though.
Matt Airy is staying positive, knowing every fish is a step in the right direction in his hunt for a repeat victory. Tracy Adams has been working the different phases of the spawn this week, and the North Carolina pro has a good one located on a bed.
I think we actually got all 3 phases of the spawn going on right now. Some pre-spawn, post-spawn, and some spawners. So I'll tell you what, this week's been some of the hardest sight fish I've ever tried to fish for, I know that. Either stage they're in, you're still gonna be fishing about the same places. If they're pre-spawn, they're gonna be on the little corners going in. And if they're post-spawn, they're gonna be on them same little corners coming out. So, and right now, you know, it's early enough in the post-spawn that they hadn't moved way out yet. So basically, you're just fishing the little points leading into the pockets and then go on back in the pocket and see if there's any better. So a win here would be huge. It's been a long time since I've won a FLW. I'm definitely ready to get another one.
Tracy Adams is hoping to mimic Dave Lefebvre's magic run from 7th to 1st at the previous tour stop on Lewis Smith Lake. This is professional bass fishing, where anything can happen, and this 4-pounder gives Adams a good start. The first few hours on the water of this Walmart FLW Tour event on Beaver Lake has seen a lot of fish caught, but not many that could be classified as a keeper.
Bitter, but still not a keeper.
It's a spotted bass. First keeper, not a giant. Oh yeah. First cast, keeper smallmouth.
Rayovac Pro Cody Meyer has 4 in the box, and that has put him on top of the leaderboard, while Tracy Adams has moved up from 7th on the strength of his 1-kicker fish. Right now, the goal for everyone is to get that 5th limit fish.
It's always a struggle to catch 5, always. Never an easy day.
We launched literally right there. We're fishing in Prairie Creek here. because again, it's a really good area for fish to spawn and pre-spawn and post-spawn. And you know, this is day 4, so a lot of fish have been caught during this tournament. And you know, they're released outside the 5 mile an hour, but they swim back here because again, it's just a perfect spot. So, you know, what better way to start the morning off and try to catch some fish that you know are probably good ones because they're weighed in during the tournament. So far the season for me hasn't been great. I've got a couple checks, but you know, then lower down there. So getting points is huge, and any time you can have a chance at doing really well and having a chance to win is amazing. And you know, just the momentum it brings, you know, for the rest of the year and making the Forest Wood Cup is really everything. I'm fishing this little 3-inch swim bait and fishing it really slow on the bottom. And why, you know, a lot of these fish that are still spawning, if you pull it over their bed, you know, if you swim it over the top of them, they don't really want to bite it. But if you just slowly drag it through their bed, they'll definitely bite it. And there's one. Looks like a decent one. All right. Number 5. Beautiful smallmouth. Nice bass. That's the way we want to start it. Probably 1.75 pounds. They do not get any prettier than that, especially here on Beaver Lake.
So Cody extends his lead and is the first angler to land a limit. John Cox is taking a gamble on a long run. And while he has yet to set the hook on a fish, he's hoping the only bites he gets will be ones he doesn't have to measure.
They're coming. The fish are coming up. They're still wanting to spawn. There's still a lot of them. So I'm just gonna go and, you know, fish for that, you know, 7-8 bites all day, and just staying focused. It's really hard to stay focused because like the bites, you know, they fire up and you get like 3 hits real quick, and then it's like an hour or so with nothing. So it's just trying to stay focused and know, you know, every bite's gonna count, and you know, if we can put them all in the boat, we'll have a giant bag. You know, we're just kind of sticking with what them big bites. We're pretty much fishing for that 5-pounder. Because that 5-pounder, you win the tournament, I think, today. And so, you know, we're just gonna throw big stuff, and you know, hopefully we'll get her, and if we pick up some 3-pounders on the way, that'd be great. What it is, the fish come in to spawn, they always stop on something. And that's where I'm catching them, is on all them stopping points. There we go. Oh God, that's a good one. There we go, baby. Think we might have figured something out.
I do have some points that I believe some smallmouth are spawning on, that I caught some really nice smallmouth. I did check them during the tournament and haven't caught a fish there, you know, but that might be the day that they move up and start biting there. So just got to try to mix it up. I mean, Beaver Lake's notorious for it. You know, run around until you find them biting and then stay on them. What we've done now is moved into a creek instead of being main lake. And on these little shelves, these rocks, see where you got that chunk rock and these rocks? These bass spawn right in here on these shelves. The one nice thing about this spot that kind of forced me to come here is I have caught big fish here. I have caught, you know, 4s and 5s in here. So it's kind of more of a big bassy area that maybe, I figure maybe I can change my luck a little bit and get one of these big ones to bite, you know. Largemouth. I don't think it's a keeper either. Maybe. Maybe. Keeper. Keeper largemouth. Don't take long. Things change quick.
I can't believe I just did that.
I'm not gonna think twice about doing anything else except what I'm doing the rest of the day and trying to target this wood. These laydowns in these spawning pockets that seem to be the deal. I can't even catch them on the main channel like the main creek channel would. There just doesn't seem to be near as many fish out there spawning. Those big largemouth are favoring these turns and these pockets, like the sides of them and stuff like that. Most of my bites have come off the side of a pocket like that wood that you see over there coming in, but there's some pretty good quality fish spawning on this wood going into these pockets on these little straight banks. I'm trying to target those largemouth because I know that's what it's going to take to win. Biggin! Get in here. That's what we need right there, baby. A couple more of them. Gonna make it happen.
Matt Arey is reading the water perfectly, and his limit fish shifts the momentum from Cody Meyer to the Quaker State Pro.
We got to get busy. Oh God, there's a good one right there.
Well, every little bit counts.
Long in the skin that fish is. There's no way.
You gotta be kidding. I'll catch that fish. I'll catch him.
It's the Walmart FLW Tour on Beaver Lake, and the leaderboard is starting to rearrange itself. Matt Arey has topped 50 pounds and holds the lead, while Andy Morgan is still looking for a limit and has fallen to 4th. North Carolina pro Tracy Adams has made a move from 7th all the way up to 2nd place.
He ain't no he ain't 15. Hey, I thought he's better than that. Well, I've been getting 1 or 2 sight fishing and getting some just casting, you know, fishing those little points and stuff. I had a limit pretty early. I've got one back here in the back that I worked on for a while, and then I worked on one for a while out here. But this one, I thought was gonna be easy, but maybe not.
I'm still struggling. I'm gonna tell you, this weather is, you couldn't change it any more opposite than it is from yesterday. Normally when those fish get up like this, up shallow, they're gonna stay there. That's where they're gonna be till they get through spawning and move back out after post-spawn. But those better fish are sure not biting for me yet.
We just need to catch one that got some dang meat on its bones. Really, I was out of fish. Days 1 and 2, I done burned everything that I knew where it was at. I done caught it and waded in. So I was kind of, as I say, had myself kind of painted in a corner, having to go out and make it up as I go. Missed him. We'll have to catch a pretty good stringer to win this deal. Because somebody will catch him today. Mark my word, it's gonna happen for somebody. We just hope it's us. Fished this place first day of the tournament, caught one keeper out of it. You know, I'd come through here and practice, had some 3 or 4 bites. I knew there were some on beds here. Missed him that first cast. Might be, he's gonna be really close. Yeah, 16 inches. We'll take him. They may be biting shallow today. We might have messed up not starting shallow.
You know, I got the best in the world in front of me in first place. He's got a 1 3/4 lead or something like that. So I've got a pretty big mountain to climb. I'm gonna target largemouth. I'm gonna do what I think it's gonna take to win. You know, hero or zero, because first is the goal. All about decisions in this sport, all about decisions. And the last decision we made to come back here and run this stretch, I ran it in practice and caught a couple good ones, and ran it the first day of the tournament and caught a couple good ones. And some of the fish are set up on these docks and underneath the walkways and on those dock supports, the big metal dock supports. A lot of those fish were spawning on those supports. God, get down, get down, get down. Look at him, dude. Yeah! Woo! Dude, that was the most awesome thing that has ever happened to me in my life. He followed it all the way out under the dock, and he nosed up to it. I thought he was gonna shy away from it, and dude, I pulled it to the side of the boat, and he just come up and just swallowed it. Yeah, baby! Woo!
Oh, she had it. Trying to decide if I need to just leave this one and go look for some more. She's already back. It's hiding under that rock again. Come on, girl, come out. Saw her stick her head back out, but she backed back up again. As soon as I start throwing in there, she's backing up. I'm not gonna stay much longer. She's biting at it again, though. Oh, she bit it again. Get back out there, girl. Can't spend all day on you.
It's not even big as I thought it was, but it's got to be a keeper. Surely it's long. Are you kidding me? That's a mistake right there. Not believing I did that.
Stetson Blaylock won't forget that fish for a long time, and the Arkansas Pro falls out of the top 5. It's crunch time as the clock winds down on the 2015 Walmart FLW Tour on Beaver Lake. The Walmart FLW Tour is brought to you by Find, Navigate, Dominate with Lowrance. You can get more from your oil with Quaker State. Walmart. Save money, live better. Mercury Marine. #1 on the water. Motor Guide. Trolling motors engineered for top anglers. And by Ranger Boats. Still building legends, one at a time.
We've got about 3 that probably go 8 or 9 pounds, so we're looking good.
And that, my day 4 limit fish.
All right. Which one do you think?
Matt Area is poised to make history and repeat as the winner on a lake where it's hard to catch fish 2 days in a row. But this is bass fishing, and one cast can turn things around for any of the anglers chasing them.
We made a run back to our starting location just to try to salvage the day, try to make some money. I don't think we got no shot of winning right here. But I'm in this deal to make some cash. God almighty. Hitting it, drop it, hit it, drop it, hit it, drop it. And it's kind of as anticipated. The day's been just littered with small fish. I mean, it's kind of typical for the week. Caught a lot of small fish. The last couple of days, not as many as the first day, but today they're back in abundance and just tons of small fish. Damn mean mouth. Well, we salvaged a little something. We got rid of a tiny one.
Fishing at Beaver Lake this year is kind of what I've been used to. I mean, it's been 4 or 5 years since I fished here, but it's kind of back to the same old thing, you know, the little rocky corner transition areas. We got a few spawning. The weather's huge here, the wind, if it's cloudy, you know, if it's no wind and sunny, you about need dynamite to catch one.
Dynamite, or be able to see the fish you're casting at. And it's the latter technique that is working for Tracy Adams as this second kicker fish puts his limit well into the teens and gets the North Carolina pros heart pumping.
Yeah! Oh, you got a lot of work. There's one back there about 1 pound or 2 bigger than this one.
I knew I needed to come out today and catch a bag in the teens just to have a chance. We've done that. We're not done. We still got time. We can get another big bite. Big one right there. Who knows what's gonna happen? It's Beaver Lake, man. This place is awesome, and that's why, because you never know. I got her, I got her. Oh my God. Come here. They better absolutely smack them today. Oh, that was awesome. That fish followed my swim bait out. I knelt down again. I saw the fish turn and go back to that tree. When it did, I immediately picked up my wacky worm. Little lunker stick, rigged wacky style, no weight, just pitched in there, let it fall, let it dead stick it. She picked it up, swam off with it. That's a good 3.5 pounder. Let's go. That's it. All we can do.
Everything that really bit, I caught, and I got a pretty good bag.
I targeted the areas, and I did what I thought I needed to do to catch those big largemouth, and we came away with a good bag, so let's see what happens.
Beaver's always tough. You never underestimate it. You never overestimate it.
I think maybe I might have moved up 2-3 positions maybe with what I've got, but you never know.
Whoa, that didn't work out as planned.
It's time to find out whose plan came together as the top 10 anglers prepare to take their fish to the John Q. Hammond Center in Rogers, Arkansas, where bass fishing fans are waiting to see who will be crowned champion.
5 bass limit for Tracy Adams. 15 pounds and 3 ounces. You got the lead. A guy who is a shallow water specialist. Doesn't even have a transducer on his boat. No need for it. He's just going to go fish shallow somewhere. Wow, number 2. In 3 days, he's caught 37 pounds even of Beaver Lake bass. Let's see, number 4 and number 5. Dig in there and pull them out. Let's go.
All right, number 1. All right. All right. All right. Are we hoping or are we praying?
Maybe a little both. You have number 5.
I do, man. It's not what we're hoping for, but it sure was fun.
Cody Meyer's performance at Beaver puts his season back on course for making the Forest Wood Cup for the 7th time in his career. Matt Airy had some amazing bites on this final day and feels good about his chances of being the first pro to repeat as champion on Beaver Lake.
That's what we need right there, baby.
Yeah! That was the most awesome thing that has ever happened to me in my life.
Defending champion. Not sure that we've ever had a back-to-back, the same champion back-to-back on Beaver Lake. Wow! A 5 bass limit for Mary! 12 pounds and 3 ounces. That will put you in contention to defend your title against the number 1 angler in the world, Andy Morgan. Your limit today worth 17 pounds and 13 ounces. You're the new leader. You know what's wild is that 1 year ago, it was the exact same guys battling out for the title. 1 year ago was Andy Morgan versus Matt Airy, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, right here on this very stage. But I do get the final say.
You do. Yeah. Here we go. There you go, number 3. Go, bring it out. All right, man, having some fun. A 5 bass limit today worth 9 pounds, 8 ounces. Your champion is Matt Airy of North Carolina. Wow!
It's been an unbelievable week, an unbelievable day, a day that I'll never repeat, because some of the stuff that happened today just doesn't happen. I mean, I just saw a big old green look like Godzilla coming out from under that dock, because, you know, this is Beaver Lake, 5 pounder's a giant here. And when he opened his mouth and swallowed it, I flipped him in the boat. Of course, I went nuts, and everybody around me went nuts. After that, I mean, it just snowballed. I went down that same stretch and caught that second biggest and that third biggest one, and all within about 20 minutes. I couldn't do it without this support, this inspiration, and this little thing right here is the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
Your champion, the Quaker State Pro, Matt Airy, getting it done on this final day.
We're halfway through a memorable season on the Walmart FLW Tour. John Cox notches his 2nd consecutive top 10. And one of these top 10 anglers will go on to win our next event. Find out who it is, and be sure to watch all the action on the next FLW.